Cam Radio, it's your boy Tony G, Big Lou, the sports book, every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock at KM Radio. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Hope you had a good weekend, Lou. Lots going
Great,
on, a
great
lot of
weekend.
basketball news. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
NHL. The Derby, the Derby Saturday. Remember we were saying, remember I threw out like it's when there's that many horses, a lot of times it could be an upsetter from the outside,
Mm-hmm.
which was Golden Tempo. He paid 49.08 on a $2 bet to win the trifecta on the 15s out of 50 cents trifecta paid 5,600 on a
Wow.
dollar super five picking the five in order paid $848,000. It was a
Woo,
crazy
man.
race. Ooh, it was crazy. Renegade was one of our picks. He came in second. Went all over the board 1, 8, 12. Because I knew I just had a feeling from the outside. I just didn't go deep enough. 19 Golden Temple came in, and it was a crazy race. I mean, he came all the way back from almost last place to win. So it was a really good day. Had a lot of fun out there at the track. Uh, just a good day racing. Now we got the Preakness and the Belmont coming up for the Triple Crown. We got a lot of great racing. Um, Cutting over to the NHL, we had
Mm.
a couple series end. The Sabres beat the Boston to move ahead. The Canadians beat the Lightning to move ahead. The the Golden Knights beat the Mammoth to move ahead.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of good hockey coming up. Starting tomorrow, Wednesday. Um, so now we're moving into the second rounds. It should get pretty interesting as far as hockey is concerned. A lot of good games. Some of the unders were good, and so be careful. Watch. Should be some good. You got the Canadians and the Sabers. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you got which would be a good
That should be a
series.
good series. Yes,
Should
sir.
be a good series.
I'm gonna make sure I pay close attention to that one.
Avalanche and the Wild. Pay attention to their overs. They're going to
Mm-hmm.
score a lot of goals. Probably the Avalanche is going to beat them in five. Um, and then you got Philly. Let me see. You got Philly or Philly. Let
Yeah,
me
feel it,
see. Yeah, Philly and the Hurricanes.
clear
Hurricanes
than a
lead the series.
hurricane.
Yeah, one nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
go into. Let's get into some basketball because I'll tell you
All right.
what.
Mm.
Holy cow!
NBA
Lakers
playoffs.
move. Lakers move on.
Oh
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
telling you.
Yeah.
Lakers move on.
Mm.
Timberwolves move on. Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
That was a
Sixers
shocker to me.
move on.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Sixers.
The Timberwolves,
The Timberwolves
Sixers.
and the
Yeah, that was.
Sixers. And the Sixers. But the Sixers more than the Timberwolves. Well, when we saw Ant-Man go down, I thought that's when Denver was going to turn it on. But Rudy Gobert is a problem. He is a problem over there. So kudos to those guys. But the Boston Celtics, though, I'm definitely shocked. But
Yeah,
that's Embiid. When Embiid can play, he's effective, and when a guy got pushed into his leg, that's when toward the end of that game, and he was living a little bit, but he was still going 100%, blocking shots, diving for balls. He was going all out. He willed that win for them. But the to see Boston uh lose control of the game like that,
Blues at
you
home.
know, yeah, it's kind of concerning to me because I felt like you don't have to your way back into a game. You play your way back into a game. Those 2 points can knock the get those 2 pointers, those mid range, those inside buckets. They could chip at a lead very quickly, and then once to dominate, then that's when you shoot the three, put the dagger in, put the pressure on them, and then that's when your defense pick up. So I was very surprised how how that game played out, especially when you got both Tatum and Jalen Brown.
Yeah, for Boston to lose at home, Game 7, my hats off to Philadelphia. The Philadelphia moves on to play
Oh yeah,
New
yes,
York,
yeah.
which yeah, which we will get to.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Pistons went ahead and finished it off. They were struggling there, but they came
Mm-hmm.
back. They came back Game 6 and Game 7, won that, closed that out. Kind of hats off to them because they were looking like they were rocked because they were down 3-2, but they
Mm-hmm.
came back and and they beat and they beat the Magic, which was a very good another series. Went 7.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's crazy. All these series went well, not all of them, but quite a few of them went 7. You got the Raptors and Cavaliers that went 7. There was a time in that game with the Cavaliers that I didn't think Cavaliers were going to win. I mean, I really didn't. I really didn't think. I mean, I thought they were kind of done. They weren't totally. They weren't. It wasn't terribly behind, but they were behind. And I just said, man, I don't think. But they managed to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they managed to go ahead and move on. I mean, you got the Thunder against the Lakers, the Timberwolves against the Spurs, the Pistons against the Cavaliers,
Mm-hmm.
the Knicks and the 76. Now I know
And the
they're
Sixers.
saying that the Knicks, yeah, are heavily favored to win, and I'm not disagreeing with that, but I think you better keep an eye on Philadelphia because
Mm-hmm.
they did beat the almighty Boston, and they beat
Mm-hmm.
them Game 7 in their house.
Yep.
Um,
And then he's ready to play. Maxi is still a problem, and B is I guess they're gonna he didn't get hurt too bad. I guess it's just the guy got pushed, but I guess he's gonna be okay. So that's gonna be an interesting series. But all of them are gonna be great. Um,
yeah, I think
but
so.
I'm looking forward to this Knicks 76ers. I want to see who's gonna be the ones to step up for that series because it's gonna go back and forth, and I think it's gonna go 7. I just want to see. I'm going to pay attention to who the key players are going to be because it's not going to be the main guys. They're going to get theirs,
No.
but there's going to be that one person off the bench or that one key player that's going to be, the turn the that tips the scale, if you will. I was trying to think of
So if you,
something smart to say,
yeah.
Army, but it couldn't come out. So we'll just stick to what I know.
So if you look at, so we'll break it down. There's 4 series left.
Hmm.
The Thunder and the Lakers. To me, for the Lakers to beat the Thunder, they're going to have to outscore them, and they're going to have to play better defense. I know
Hmm.
that sounds like a pretty basic thing, but it's a pretty high. It's a pretty big order to to wish up. Um, because the Thunder is definitely a total package of a team when they're on. But at the same time, the Lakers, the Lakers could, they could pop them. I mean, if they could
Hmm.
pop a game or two, if they can split one at home, one on the road, and keep it close, they definitely. I feel like they definitely have an opportunity to win. But I think the problem that scares me with OKC is if you if you lose control over the game at any point, you're down by 15 or 20. And that's the point that's scary to me. That's what makes them so scary. Um, they shoot well, they got bigs that shoot well. I mean, there's not a lot of room for error. How about that?
Right. Right.
Not a lot of room for error at all, which makes it difficult. Um, let's see what you got on the Lakers. So, and here's the other thing too. So, if you're gonna mess around with this series, and one thing that Lewis brought to the attention many times is if you start doing player props, The first game, they're favoring the Thunder by 15. That's a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
That's a
lot of
lot.
points.
That's a
Uh,
lot.
so if you do play with SGA and his points, his assists, at any time if they break off into too big of a lead, you know they're going to pull them,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the point where it makes it kind of hard doing player props
Mm-hmm.
because you know I mean like I said, if the game gets out of hand, they're going to pull them. They're going to
Right.
pull a bunch of people. Now I do like the Lakers plus 15 and a half because I think the Lakers can make a game of it. That's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of points to give up.
Right. And
And
sometimes I
that
don't be so quick to go, especially when a player comes back from injury. I don't be
right,
so quick to jump out there and go back to what his scoring average was before the injury. I play it real safe
true that,
first, and I play it safe first to see where he's kind of at when he comes back, and then I'll adjust as he plays
right.
or as his
No,
play
I agree.
improves.
And you know, like I said, when you start messing around with SGA on his player props, he has a high average. So you know, you might need him to score 34. He may score 30 and get set down. That, like I said, that's just something
Right,
that you got to
right.
keep in your head. Yeah, but I think
Or
so.
30
The
or
over,
32.
yeah, or
Or he'll score
32, right?
32 and get sit down.
Yeah, for the rest of the game in the third quarter. Yeah, that could happen. Uh, Now the over is 213, which I like. I like the over because
Mm, mm.
I think LA can score some points, and I think
Yeah.
they will score some points
Hmm.
over the Thunder. Um, but they're going to have to be on top of they're just going to have to be on top of their game. I mean, it's got to be. They're going to have to be flawless and just take advantage of every mistake that OKC makes in order to have a chance of beating them. But like I said, there is some. I mean, LA's plus 700 on the money line. I like the over. I'm not afraid of the 15 and a half with the Lakers. I do like that. So the Timberwolves and the Spurs. Now the
Man.
Spurs on paper are a better team per se, but
Hmm.
the Spurs are young and the Timberwolves do have some experience. And I think this is going to be a true test for the Spurs. I think it goes
Yes.
six.
Hmm.
Um,
I agree. I agree
yeah,
wholeheartedly.
yeah, I think it's going to be a very physical. I think it's going to be a physical series.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
you're going to see. Yeah, it's going to be. They're going to try to beat some people up because they just come off a very physical physical series with Denver,
Hmm.
and I think the Timberwolves the way they're playing, and like I said, the Spurs are a better team on paper. They are younger, not as experienced, but we'll find you know game. Let's see what we got on them. Let me see what I can come
Okay.
up with on them. On the All right, so Spurs now they're giving 10 points to the Timberwolves. Again. That's another one. I'm not 100%
Mm.
on the point spread. Not saying the Spurs won't win. I just think that maybe you're underestimating the Timberwolves on how close they can keep it. Um,
Right.
should be a should be a great series. Um, should definitely be a great series. I think we're going to see what the Spurs are made of. And man, if the Timberwolves can get past this, I mean, they're going to be playing for the who goes to the NBA championship, which is pretty impressive.
Right.
Um,
Right.
yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely. I think the Timberwolves and the Sixers are probably the two overachievers. I think if they go any
Hmm.
further than this, even if they don't, I
Hmm.
feel like they've had a good year.
Yeah.
So I think you know because the Lakers are number four, the Timberwolves are number six, the Sixers were number seven. Um,
Hmm.
Now the Pistons and the Cavaliers. What's your thoughts on the Cavaliers? What do you like and what don't you like about the Cavaliers?
what I like about the Cavaliers is their weapons. Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, um, these guys, these guys just have another gear or they just have a sense of shooting the basketball. My cons on both of them are um, going deep into the playoffs. You're a highlight reel during the regular season. Now you're in the second round. This is normally the cliff for both Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. They normally get to that second round cliff and it collapses. So let's see if these two playing together can get rid of their own hump, so to speak, and move on to the next round. Because we've seen Detroit in the last series, they can be beaten.
Yes.
And we just need to see these guys go into that extra gear that we know they have, but they just somehow don't hit. So that's what my verdict is on both Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. Let's see you guys, get on that upper echelon and so that expectations meet what your talent shows. Or in other words, let your talent take you further than what we see. Because it's hard to explain sometimes.
So
Collapse.
Harding had a really good series. I mean, he really did. He had a really good series. Um, Played well, shot. I mean, he was scoring some points, and when I was watching him during the series, I said, okay, you know what I mean? Like, can he keep it up? I mean, because we've seen him fall out in the first round, um,
Yeah.
but now he's one step away from going to the
Mm-hmm.
Western Conference Championship. I mean, they got one series left where they can go. So I think, like I said, I was impressed with him because I know he's had some bad playoff performances in the past. We both know
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Um, I think I think they got their work cut out for them with the Pistons. Like I said, we saw the Pistons can be beat, and we saw that the
Mm-hmm.
Pistons can be rocked. Now, saying that, I feel like the Cavaliers that those games are they got them priced real close. +3, -3. There's
Mm-hmm.
no, like, oh, they're 10, 15 point favorites because the
Right.
Pistons play good defense,
Yeah.
can score. So by saying that, it's going to be a tight one. I think this probably goes 7. I think the Pistons can get them, but I think their work's cut out for them. Absolutely no doubt. So the next series is the Knicks and the 76ers. And the Knicks are heavily favored. Um,
Yeah.
but I think you better watch out for Philly. I think you better watch out after that series that I watched them play. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Man, they ain't got nothing to lose. They're the 7th seed.
Right.
They ain't
It's
got
like you
nothing to
see
lose.
you see that hunger building. You see that hunger
Yes.
building, and I'm like, okay, we can do this if we lock in. I think this team's starting to lock in.
And I agree. And I really do. I totally agree with you. And I think because Boston, that was a huge letdown. Huge letdown. All right. So now they're going back. You'll see some changes because they were expected to go way further than they did. So now you got the Knicks. All right. Now the Knicks, hey, um, Boston's out of the deal. You should be heavily favored
Mm-hmm.
to win the Eastern Conference. Not nothing against the Pistons, only because the Knicks got more experience. It's not saying
Mm-hmm.
so. Don't twist it on me. I'm just saying I think um, the Knicks definitely have more experience, but the Knicks have got them one standing in front of them in Philadelphia. Philadelphia's, playing. They're, like I said, they don't
Mm-hmm.
have anything to lose. They're a 7th seed. Nobody expected them to beat Boston. They did in Boston, Game 7. I mean, I can go on and on. This is going to be a series. You know, I mean,
Yes.
this is going to be
Yes.
if they're not careful, it's going to be a 7 game bump, bump and grind, just kind of a nasty series.
Hmm. I think you're correct.
Yeah, and I like I said, if you can get the Sixers with enough points, +7, +10, take them because I'm telling you, they came to play. They really did. They came to play in that last series, and they didn't. You know, you're playing the almighty Boston Celtics,
Hmm.
and you know, and they
Historical
were there
franchise.
last year. Yes, they won the championship last year, correct?
Absolutely. Yep.
So you're playing the world champions who are making another run at going back, and you
Hmm.
stood there toe to toe with them. And I give Philly a lot of credit for that. And like I said, Game 7 in Boston, you came and
Hmm.
you handed them a loss. And I
Right.
think that's yeah. I mean, like I said, I really think that's going to be unbelievable. And like I said, I think you can get some good odds on the Sixers, even to win. You can just see what they're given to win that series.
Right.
Because you will see you might be able to get some juice. And there's been so many. I've been watching and I've seen some guys hit some big parlays. Sometimes I don't know if they're generating them. I mean, some of them it's like like betting Judge to hit home runs anytime home runs isn't a bad. What I mean, he's on
Right.
pace for 50. If you hit every
Hmm.
other, I mean, he lit him up the other night. So I mean, you just got to look for where there's some good juice. And like I said, I like the Lakers. You might be able to get the Lakers +20 I mean, you could go onto the
Hmm.
website and move it and probably get the Lakers with 20 -165. I'm not against that. I mean, that's not a bad. Um, so let me ask you this: in the Lakers series, what's going to have to be LeBron's main what is he going to have to do well in order to give them a chance of beating the Thunder?
He's going to have to be able to load manage well because he's only got Austin Reeves, which going to help. Austin Reeves
Yeah,
is going to help because he can get his shot, and
yeah,
that makes LeBron more of the point forward than just a small forward. I think LeBron likes I think he likes that better because he can conserve his energy and it makes it easier for him to turn it on and turn it off as opposed to him having to do everything and it burns him off real quick.
right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say
Um, yeah.
yeah.
So let me ask you this: is there any possibility of Luca? Let me see. We got on Luca. Trying to
Luca's
pull.
been in the facility, I think, but he's been very
Yeah,
limited.
travel. His Rockets did a bit even. If think at that, Luca ruled out for. I wouldn't be surprised if they could. I wouldn't be surprised if LA can split a game or two that we would may not see him, maybe see him in a game 6.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna try to drag it out. Because I think, in all honesty, I think if Luca was healthy, I think there's no doubt that it could change. I'm not saying that they're gonna beat him. I'm just saying it definitely would make me feel a little bit more warm and fuzzy about LA's chances about them
Hmm.
winning, especially scoring some points on them. Um, and that's the hard part because he really they're really missing him. You know what I mean? That's like a
Yeah.
huge factor in that game. I
Yeah.
mean, that's probably
Absolutely.
instead of it being 8 points, it's 15 points because
Right. Luca's
Luca's
not there
not
developing
there.
shots. Yeah. Getting the threes, making the offense work for everybody. According to Brian Windhurst, uh, they're reporting that Luca is not close to returning. So
Okay.
apparently he's not ready yet. So they're gonna have to go with LeBron, Austin Reeves. We get that play out of Marcus Smart and somehow get Andre Ayton to be consistent for 2 games in a row. It seems like he has that one
I
good
mean,
game, get full of himself, and reverts. You know,
right,
but I try, and I try to leave him out of Lakers talk because every time we talk Lakers, I end up talking about him and I end up talking bad about him.
right,
And I don't want to be that guy. So so, but I can only report what he puts on the court. That's you know,
right,
and we all see it. I just or it may be a little pettiness in the Laker fan in me, fam, that I didn't want that trade anyway. But
right.
I digress. I digress, and I'm going to be a analyst and say that if he shows up, then they have a chance. If not, it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. I think they could get one, maybe two
Oh,
games, but I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. SGA mid-range game is just too much. The younger legs, you know what I'm saying? And although you can't bump LeBron and bump him around and make him tired. That's not how he's built.
right.
But if he has to do everything, then that's going to gas him out earlier, and then that's when they're going to take advantage of the youth with the speed and the length.
Yeah, there's no doubt that they're gonna then that should be their game plan. I mean, that's
Hmm.
definitely not a bad game plan. I mean, they've won. They're coming. Um, oh, I said Boston won the. I'm sorry. I said that earlier. I just thought in my head it wasn't Boston. It was OKC is the returning champion of the NBA. I said Boston. I don't know what I was
Okay.
thinking. Um, but yes, I totally agree with you. They're gonna. It could be a rough. It could be rough for them. It could be. It
Hmm.
may. It could break out, and they never let their foot off the gas, and it could get ugly. But I'm thinking they can win a game or two. I think it could go five. Uh, and I mean, some of that has to do with whether or not OKC lets their foot off the gas or
Right.
not. It just depends how that works out. All right, guys, I want to thank everyone for tuning in every Tuesday night. Tony G. Big Lou. Don't forget to reach out to us on our Facebook page, the Sports Book, or KM Radio, whichever one you want. And again, if you have anything going on in the city, need an event announced, advertisement, need a DJ, just anything you need that KM Radio is hooked up through the community. They'll set you up with events that are going on. So, hey, one-stop shop is KM Radio. All right, guys, I want to thank everyone for tuning in again every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Tony G, Big Lou, on the Sportsbook, on the biggest station in the land, KM Radio, where we go ham.
And
Got
May
it.
the fourth, May the fourth be with you.
There you go.